Well, hi! Thanks for ordering the custom report. I'm excited about doing these things. This is what I feel I'm born to do. Man, I've been doing research for 40 years. Did it for Fortune 500 companies like that, and now it makes sense to do it for the average person. When I did it for Fortune 500 companies, I had to charge thousands and thousands of dollars. But now I could do this. And what you have now is where if you want to buy a house, fix up a house, or even get in a real estate investment, man, I got like 99.44% of the alternative sources of ways to finance that. I mean, if you want to get regular money and stuff like that from your local bank, that's one way. I want to show you the other things that are out there, and that's for government programs, nonprofit organizations, and also on the internet now. Man, the stuff that's happening on the internet is incredible. I mean, there's peer-to-peer, there's crowdfunding, there's shared economy. Yeah, the video. There are two different videos here. One is we'll cover all the government nonprofits, and then the other, I'll stop and I'll go upstairs and change my suit so you don't get bored of the same suit. And I cover the other stuff, and that's peer-to-peer money, that you could get on the internet, crowdfunding money that you get for free on the internet, and shared economy opportunities that are on the internet. And also I show you how to get free legal help for anything that comes up, and also how to get other free research help, so you don't have to pay even me to do it. There's other sources too. I don't think they're as good, but try. Always try the free one first. Okay, well, let's get to it. Okay, the video on here that you should do, the first one before the actual report. I have a short video here that tells you what to do with the information after you go over the report. This is very important because it tells you how to treat people, what's necessary, the sources I give you actually will not only possibly help you, but lead you to even better stuff that I didn't know how to find, or nobody knew that was even out there yet. And that's the cool thing about this stuff. So the introduction video, which you have now you got your city. Okay, now here's an interesting thing that in your city, you had $15,000 forgivable loan. Yes, the government's the only place in the world that I know that has forgivable loans besides my dad, who I used to go up and borrow $5 from my dad, and I never gave it back, but he knew too. And, 15,000, that's to fix up your house. And cities have this really because they don't want you to flip the house so quickly. So as long as you stay in it for a few years, you don't have to pay back the loan. So that's cool. Now here's another $5,000 forgivable loan for down payment, and a $25,000 forgivable loan to fix up the house. So this is like for foreclosures and stuff. You get a crappy house or something, and you need money to fix it up and rehabilitate it. Well, there's money there, and that's forgivable money. So that's really cool. Now, money to develop affordable housing. So this for you to be in the real estate business, like Donald Trump. See, he made his zillions figuring out all these programs and taking advantage of. And his first $1 million was a property in Cincinnati. I've been reading that story again because he of course is in the news. And here's money for real estate investment. See, this is where the government wants to build low, affordable housing for people. So they encourage developers or people want to get in the real estate business to do this. Okay, discounts on your rents for low-income families and individuals. These are the typical housing programs we have. We also have vouchers for low-income and moderate-income people to go rent houses, and the government pays their portion or all of their rent for them. Nonprofit organizations that offer below market value homes, for your own home, or for investments. Free one-time home buyer and foreclosure counseling. This is like an interesting agency. Man, it's free stuff. That's why you go Google this stuff. You're going to get, lawyers and everything that wants to charge you $300 an hour. Why do that? These people know the programs and know all the legal wranglings that you have to go through. Okay, now in your county, you got $50,000 for 1 to 3 unit at 0% interest for down payment and closing costs. Man, $50,000. I mean, isn't that incredible? So you can get a 3 or 4 family house. You live in one. You get all this money to pay for it, and now you're real estate entrepreneur, or home improvement money for 1 to 3 units when you're short of cash. See, it's money for people who can't get it elsewhere. If you could go to the bank and this isn't for you. Yeah, this is for people who can't get it. Here's another $5,000 to fix up your bank. Property tax deduction for seniors and disabled. See, there's all, if you're a homeowner paying property tax, look at those deductions they have, because there's a lot of ways not to pay all the property taxes, and you get a big tax rate. So that's why make sure you find out. I'll show you there. Okay, home modifications and modern repairs for people with disabilities. So you have a disability, you got to fix up your home. That's a program there. Rehabbing reconstruction services from a nonprofit organization. That's right. You want to have something done, man. These are nonprofits because they're getting grants to help finance them, so they don't have to charge a top dollar and stuff like that. So that's important to know about it. Rehab and reconstruction services from nonprofit. That's another one. Our free help in paying water, phone, and utility bills. And people don't know. You have trouble. Maybe you have a bad day at work, you're laid off, and you have bills. Well, that's there. Rental assistance program, even programs to help you pay your rent. So even if you don't need these kind of programs, you should be aware of them. So help other people, because these are all from organizations that don't advertise, so people won't be able to find them. And particularly people in trouble or financial trouble, there's too much stress to take the time. You see all the programs right there in New Jersey, for people, for rental assistance programs, free and low cost legal cost services. The programs there, money to pay your first month's rent and back months. Wow! So you're back. You don't have the last couple of months you didn't pay rent on. There's money for you. Make an appointment with a housing counselor. These are terrific. I have videos there of typical housing counselors around the country. People, I go out and interview these bureaucrats all around the country. So you see these people. You see the experts are helping you. The ones that get money from the government, so they don't charge you. So they have your well-being in mind. I mean, they're not somebody trying to always upsell you to another product or get more money out of you one way or another. Okay, now here's something for veterans, which is wonderful, because they get 100% more if you get these people to get you the money. See, these are researchers that are trained for vets and their family and everything, and make sure they get their benefits. And there's a video here I show you that how people who use these services get 100% more than people who don't, man. And that's someone that the government's paying money for to help you get more money from the government. Nuts, but who knows why the government does stuff. Free professional help for any aspect of real estate. This is a program you should know about all the time. It's a place you could run to when you need help with trying to generate money somehow. You're a freelancer, you want to rent out a room with Airbnb, or you want to be in the real estate business, or you're just want to get in the gig economy and don't know how to handle the finances or the marketing or the legal stuff. They do all that for free. And they're right there. They get government grants, these experts, and provide all those services for free, but they don't advertise, so you'll never find these people. So help these poor, lonely bureaucrats. I love making fun. It's easy. Okay, 211. You should know about this number because it's a database and a number. You call right now, 211. If ever you have a problem and you don't want to pay for it, or you can't, particularly, you want to get your house repaired, and you have trouble with your mortgage, you can't shovel your sidewalks in the winter or something like that, call 211. I'll show you how it works. So 211 is a data, it's run by United Way people that keep track of all the nonprofits in your area. This is a local database, so local operators, local people. And so when you need help, they show you where a nonprofit organization is providing that help or a government agency. See, Google, it's the other way around. 99% of them are people trying to sell you something because everybody's making money off Google, right? That's why they're so rich. And so the people offering stuff for free, which are things like nonprofit and government agencies, it's hard to sell the fine. But here, you go directly. And also, it's people. You don't have to know. See, the problem with databases, you have to know exactly what to ask for. You ask the wrong question, you get the wrong answer, right? And we're guessing at what the question should be. So that's why if you ask people they can intuitively understand what your real problem is because they've handled it 100 times before with other people have the same problem. Now look at here what I show you. If you Google mortgage right now, you get 127 million websites. 127 million. Wow, that's okay. So if you put in mortgage in the 211 thing, you get 500 results, not 127 million. And see, those 500 are people that help you for free. None of them charge you money. Isn't that great? Man. Okay, home repairs. 33 people that help you for free. Isn't that great? And it goes on. So anything, utility bills, 200 of them. Okay, emergency assistance. That's right. Here's an organization, emergency assistance for anything. That's your county. They help you with emergency assistance. I mean, sometimes we don't know where to turn, you know, and maybe we don't have family around to help and things like that. So it's there. And don't forget your library. Man, these research librarians are in your community. They know the services that are available, whatever. They're available to you. They have, you know, hotlines even. Ask a librarian. Contact your local library to make sure. Actually, when I was doing the research, the website was down. That's why I have their Twitter page here. But here, a lot of these libraries will also sit with you one-on-one to like help you understand the internet. Like if you're trying to set up a business on the internet, say on Etsy or something like that, or get a Facebook page, you're not sure what the hell that is, or yeah, and they sit down one-on-one. It depends on the library, so you got to check. But the most important thing they have, particularly if you're looking for money, is access to a database from the Foundation Center that has all the places for grants from foundations. What I'm showing you is from nonprofits, which are, you know, foundations are also nonprofits, but people that give to individuals and stuff like that. This is, the foundations are not governments, that they're like big nonprofit companies that hand out money to little nonprofit companies, most of them. They have some data money that they give to individuals or private grants, and that's all in a database. See, 90% of these foundations don't have websites, so you can't find them. That's why you have to realize that the limitations of the internet. Even though there's billions and billions of websites and Google says they have it all, finding them and really knowing what the hell the right one is, it takes effort, knowledge, expertise, and stuff like that. You could find out, but you know, and work on it to learn it. But if you're doing it fast and expect that you got the answer, you probably don't. You know, so be careful. And this is why the foundation, you can contact the librarian, ask them where that database is, which library in their area has it. Go in, the librarian will help you. You search foundations, and there's like 140,000 foundations that give out money to nonprofits, 10,000 that give out money to individuals. Okay. Also, I have here is a whole bunch of programs for getting Wi-Fi and cell phone for free. Wi-Fi costs maybe like $10 a month. It's better than like the $60 I think the Comcast is charging me. And this is income dependent. So check out the income requirements, see if you're eligible for that, because I think they're important programs people don't know about. Okay, your state, look at this. Government help with your income property. That's right. They help you. If you have income related property, they help you you know, get customers and things like that. Here, $50,000 to pay back overdue mortgage payments. You're behind on your mortgage payment? $50,000, man. Rental assistance program while you fix up your home. That's right. So you got to fix up your home, you move somewhere else, they got rent money for that. Subsidized mortgage for 1 to 4 families. See, this is again, if you get the subsidized mortgage for 1 to 4 families, you got 3 income generating properties. $10,000 at 0 interest for better water for your home. Interesting. 0 interest for good loans for down payment money. Below market interest rates for 1 to 4 building, 4 unit buildings. 1 to 4 unit buildings, again, mortgage in certain urban areas. $5,000 grant to fix up your home. Local banks give you government grants to put in your savings account. Yeah, this is an incredible program. check these banks, see if you're eligible, because if you put $1 in a savings account, they put in an extra $4 or $3 or $7 or whatever it is. So this is better than Vegas. Federal programs. Make sure you call this number for the HOPE if you have a current mortgage, because there's so many other mortgage options now. The government came out with make sure people don't get over their head and in trouble with mortgages, and they'll explain it to you. And because if you go to the people you find in Google, they're going to try to upgrade you to mortgage or sell you something that's beneficial for them. These people have no motive like that because they're already getting paid, and their motive is only to help you. So that's why you got to get the facts. And like, maybe you want to go to these people later, fine, but you get the facts somehow from a more independent source, and then deal with these people, because the people that are doing this all day trying to sell you something, they're so good at it, you can't compete with them. It's like coming to a gunfight with a pea shooter or something. You just don't stand a chance. 50% discount on homes. These are HUD properties available for certain people. And so it's like teachers and stuff like that. They're trying to get money or homes to HUD sources for New Jersey home buyers. That's right. Buying home, you want to know all those sources. HUD sales for homes for sale. That's what it is. Free independent counseling for your mortgage. Actually, reverse mortgages. See, you see a lot of advertising for reverse mortgages. Seniors. When you see more advertising, that means somebody's making a hell of a lot of money at it. So you got to be careful. And it's easy to get sucked up into something like that. So again, if you're considering a reverse mortgage, you've been at a house for a long time, and you're older and want to take out the money on these things, man, who's making money is the people selling you something. So call one of these individual experts first to make sure. It's like gambling. You go to, you're in New Jersey, right? So you go in Atlantic City, who's always making money, is the house. Single family housing repair loans and grant. Now this is for small towns. So maybe if you move out in the country, there's housing money, fix up money, and direct loans and loan guarantees. So they're the thing. Pick out the ones that you think are worthwhile. Remember, as I say in that other video, that you ask somebody where else I should go, because they're gonna know more than anybody. And now, take a breath. I'm gonna go up and change, come back, and we'll get some real good stuff you never even dreamed about. Okay, now let me go over some of the, let's say, non-government money sources and the non-money government sources for housing. Okay, first is peer-to-peer loans. Everybody knows that the traditional loans. You go to the bank and to give them money to lend to somebody other money, and they make a lot of money. They make middle, and if you go to the bank to borrow money, you get charged a lot, and if you go to the bank to save money, you don't get much. So that's why these peer-to-peer loans that are now popping up on their website, man, I think this is going to revolutionize everything. Not overnight, but it's growing. There's billions and billions of dollars now here, and it's a place to get money with cutting out the middleman. In other words, so if you go to a bank and put in $1 or something, they're only giving you like 1% nowadays on your money. And then if you go to borrow, they're charging you 10, 12% or something like that. So now on these peer-to-peer loans, what happens is that individuals go to the website and lend money to people, but in mass, so that you get 100 people lending you $10,000 or something like that. And so they're getting 3 or 4%, and you're only getting charged like 4, 5, 6%, 7% or something like that. So that's why everybody's winning, except the fat cats on Wall Street, with the investors in the banks, and it makes it just a lot more personal and everything. So that's why I think there's a lot of reasons why this is going to grow. So I got some of the more popular ones. A lot of them, these are for businesses and things like that, for small businesses, large businesses, and that people use them, individual loans. And see, what's neat about this stuff is that it's so much easier. It's faster. And also here's the banks, for community development financial institutions. These banks are banks, but they're friendly community banks, like the old ones in the movies. What was that movie with Jimmy Stewart? Where he had a little community bank and everybody was borrowing money from them, and the bank was going to go bankrupt and everybody's going to lose their house. Well, that's how these banks work. They're involved in the community. They're not invested because of they have to make people on Wall Street happy. It's the community. So that's why they're friendlier, they're nicer, they're lower interest rate. Okay, also you can make a lot of money from your home from the shared economy. I don't know if you read about this, but this is really taking over so much of our world now because of the internet. It's a way people are using the internet to do things themselves, make extra money, cut out middlemen. Nothing's traditional anymore. This is why more people are earning money, part-time on the internet and stuff like that than traditional jobs now, it seems. And that seems to be the way things are going. And they're piecing together different kinds of income. Well, now with a home, that's an asset. You become now a capitalist because you own a home or even rent an apartment or anything. You could act like a capitalist and make money from the fact that you own a home, not just your labor, or you're at a home, or you have a place. And one way is through Airbnb. I don't know if you know about this. This is like instead of hotels, people are using Airbnb. This only started like 5 years ago or so, and now they're a bigger company than any of the big hotel chains. They're probably the most valuable company. They're more valuable than any hotel chain. They're something like $50 billion now. It depends on who you count. Some like 40 or whatever. I mean, Hyatt Hotels is only like 13 billion. But see, what's interesting about Airbnb, they have only like 2,000 or 3,000 employees. Hyatt Hotel has like 130,000 employees or something like that. But Airbnb is making money for like 1 million people. And now I've read like 1.5 million people. So it's a way to make money. Like we make a bunch of money off our apartment that we have in Washington, D.C. just because we have an apartment. We put on Airbnb. And see, these platforms take care of everything. You don't have to worry about collecting money. You don't have to worry about insurance. You don't have to worry about marketing. They do it all. And it's amazing. And so now it's sort of like becoming a entrepreneur with training wheels or something like that. It's a great way. So now because you have a home, you have an extra room, you can make money. I mean, people are making $500 a month or whatever, off an extra room. People are putting tents in their backyard even and renting that out. Actually, it's called Airbnb because people started with an air mattress in their living room renting that out. And so there's all ways to make money. Look at that. I got an article there about how to use it or how to be an Airbnb host, or how to get money. It costs you nothing to try. See, that's the other thing. None of this stuff now costs any money to try to make money at. That's what's neat. Most of these, schemes or whatever that were on the internet and everything, they wanted money from you. That's how they made money, was getting money from you. Here it costs nothing to try, and you only give them a small percent after you get the money, and they collect the money, they check out the money. They do all the hard, nonsense stuff. Most of us don't like doing, and that's why this is growing so fast. Okay, another way through pets. Pets is another way, and I'll show you how to do that. People make $1,000 a month or so extra because they have another puppy around or something like that for a few days. And because there's a growing business in the pet business, there's a website that shows you how to do it. And you just sign up and see what happens. If you have room, you don't have to be a house owner. You can be a renter or an apartment renter and do this. Make money from your parking space when you're not using it. That's right. Just park. People, space. I mean, you're like a Wall Street fat cat, making your money make money. So here you can make your assets make money. That's what's neat about it. Or here's one for pet lovers. There's more about pet lovers. Or have people over for dinner, right, and make money. People from out of town love to have local people, and this has now become a big business. So if you like cooking for people, you can make money at it. Have friends over for dinner. It's not thousands of people like, a bus drives up to your house, a nice couple or two couples from from somewhere you never heard of have dinner with you, and they're happy to spend money. That's it. Now here's another thing: is crowdfunding. That's another thing, to make money. And I'll show you soon in real estate, but it's used for anything. anything. This is now one of the biggest things that's up to $34 billion or whatever they're giving out last year. And it costs nothing. You don't have to pay the money back. It's free to do. See, that's nothing. All this stuff is free. No income requirements, no credit check. You keep the money forever. No complicated business forms, no business plans, no lawyers, no accountants. All this stuff, when you go out and try to get money for doing anything, that's what you usually have to do. It's fast, and there's no fat cat gatekeepers. Nobody's saying, well, you can't do this, nobody's going to buy this. It doesn't matter. You go on the crowds, and the crowds tell you, and it costs nothing to do that. So you know for sure, and you don't do it until they give you the money. Now, I have a video there, shows you how to set up a website. You have to remember it costs nothing. Some of these websites only take 20, 30 minutes to do. I have samples of people do this, startup money. They get like $500,000 and they don't even need a product. No product. Hey, I'm going to do this. You guys interested? And if they say yes, they give money, and then you collect enough money. Okay, I got enough to do it now. I'll come back next year, send you the product. Well, that's crazy, isn't it? I mean, would you go to Macy's and have them walk in, here's money, I'll come back next year and pick up the product? That's what people are doing on the internet. Why? Doesn't matter why. It's there. You're looking for a way to survive. This is a tool. These are all tools now in our society. There's dozens of people here. I show you my videos here. So I've interviewed like 700 people have done this. Also, now you could use it for buying a home too. Crowdfunding money. Now here, I have some articles. What I did is I took articles that are out there that I reviewed and everything. They seem a good place to understand how to do it for buying a property, fixing up property, and things like that, how doing it. Then I show you websites that are just for that. I mean, the major websites, if you heard of like Indiegogo or GoFundMe and places like that, they're not specific for housing. But these that I show you are for housing. So that's sort of interesting. You try both. I don't know what works. Nobody knows what works. You can ask all the advice you want, and until you try it, you really don't know. Okay. And also for investments. People want to flip homes. That's a big idea nowadays. Well, crowdfunding you could use for that. People are doing that now. Even the big time, flippers or whatever. Flippers. Wasn't that a TV show or something? Or whatever. And they're using it because it's a new way, it's a faster way, it's a better way, it's a fun way to get the money you need instead of talking to some stuffy banker, and that's what I have a video of a woman who runs one of these sites, that people use for flipping houses and things like that. A couple articles and and then I show you other websites that do that. Now, another thing that people really meetups are very popular now. That people get together in groups and talk about stuff or whatever. Well, now, you go to any city, there's 100, they're like AA meetings, but they're for everything. You go down, I did it for your city, I did one, and you just put in like business and careers or something, and you'll see dozens and dozens, depending on the city, how many there are. And find one for real estate investors. There'll be one, there'll be two, there'll be a dozen, there'll be 20, there'll be 50, or whatever. And just show up. It costs $20 for a cheap meal or something like that. And that's it. But you find other real estate investors. If you don't know about this stuff, what you're probably doing is going online and searching Google, and looking for how to invest in real estate or something. And you'll get some huckster like me who will try to sell you something. And you don't have to do that. And why? Because then it's painful. It costs a lot of money. They have courses now, thousands of dollars worth. Donald Trump was selling them for like $20,000 or something, how to invest in real estate. You go to a meetup. And actually, by the way, he started his whole empire with a government property in Cincinnati, the ones I showed you about earlier, and so you could go to these groups and find out how other people are doing it. Then you have a friend who's in the business, who's doing it, other people like that could help you know exactly what's going on in your area because they probably already tried it and failed. So that's a better way to learn. Than spending thousands of dollars on some course or whatever, and who the hell knows what you get. Trump's getting sued like hell out of these things. All that. I was involved and I saw all this stuff happening, all these get-rich-quick schemes. It just takes effort, and the knowledge is there. And it's just putting it to work and trying and trying and trying. Oh, here's another thing. It's fat cats, angels. And you could go, I mean, what's neat about the internet too is that it's getting everybody in a barrel. So all these fat cats that are out there want to invest in stuff, they're now all online. They're looking most of these websites I'll show you, like angels.co, they're looking for companies or techie stuff or some kind of small business going. But real estate, I'm sure they'd be interested. You got to find somebody. But at least you have, like here, for your state, there's over there's 4,000 or 5,000 people in your state, fat cats, interested in investing in ideas. They're right there. Wow. I mean, all their contact information is there. I mean, before when I was growing up, you had to belong to the country club or something like that to find help like this, or get in touch with these people, or beat on them, or whatever it is. And there's other websites that have similar kind of thing. And then here's what I put in. This is where government offices that, well, they don't give out money, but they can get your money back. Because so many people get screwed nowadays. People who don't treat you right and stuff like that. I mean, or you don't know your rights, and everybody thinks you have to spend $500 an hour or $200 an hour, whatever lawyers cost anymore, and to get justice, but you don't. You could get the best attorneys in the world to work for you for free. You just have to learn the system, and they're there, and they have to fight for you. That's what they're there for, because they regulate that industry. So it's the cops. See, every business, everybody has cops that they have to report to, and you find those cops, and they come down, and even if you, the customer, are wrong, they have to investigate anyway. So that's what's neat. So you have power in the system this way. Otherwise, if you don't know about this, you have no power to me, because you have to spend $500, $1,000, $2,000 on a lawyer to get back at somebody, because they'll just say no, I'm sorry, or whatever, and get a letter from their lawyer, and their lawyers, even if you get your lawyers, are going to be better than your lawyer. They do this all the time, but nobody's good. It's sort of like you getting a letter from the IRS that you owe them $75. Well, even if the IRS is wrong, you'll probably pay them, right? Just to get it off your back. Well, for business, it's the same way. The insurance company gets a letter that they owe you $500, or you say they owe them $500. It's cheaper to pay you the $500 than to talk to that bureaucracy for the next 3 months, or whatever the hell it is, and possibly lose and be fined or be thrown out of business. They have too much to lose by screwing with the government. It's easier to pay you off. So banks are that way, real estate brokers are that way, insurance companies are that way, even lawyers. There's even a pot of money, in your state capital for lawyers who ran off with your money. So we all that. And then how to check for any professional. And then also there's a national bill or the Federal Trade Commission that you could get, if bill collectors don't treat you nicely, you could get $1,000 from them. That's right, get $1,000 for them. I show you how to do that. It's something you could threaten from, when they say, hey, do you know you're violating the law? Here's the law, look it up, and here's what I'm going to pursue. And then I show you how to get free research help on anything. Google is a problem. It's good, it handles a lot of stuff, but you really have to know exactly what you're looking for. Like up earlier, we talked about, you put in mortgage debt, and you'll get 170 million websites or whatever, and that's why it's just overwhelming. You don't know exactly what to ask for. Now, it's great if you know what to ask for. You're looking for Matthew Lesko. Then you could find everybody like me. But if you're looking for money to solve a problem, and you do that, then Matthew Lesko will probably find you, because if I spend a lot of money on Google, I want to find people who have that question. And I'm going to spend a lot of money on Google because I know I can maybe get money from you. See, and that's what Google's all about. If it's a place to spend money. If you want to spend money doing something, Google, because everybody who wants to get money from you spends a lot of time and energy and money trying to figure out Google, how to make sure you see them when you go to Google. So that's what those first two videos are all about. And then I tell you about 211org, the organization I list up above. These are wonderful, because this is a database of all nonprofit and government offices that solve problems. So nobody in their database will charge you a penny. Wow. And I call them the second best in the world, because I feel I'm the best because I'll show you a lot more because I understand more of these things than they do. But this is a wonderful source, and I turn to it finding something and checking things. So even on reports, if I miss something or whatever, they don't have a lot of stuff I have, because I somehow have a knack of taking something that they give and they don't see how it can be used for some reason, like houses for $1. They used to call it the Urban Homesteading Act. So if you saw Urban Homesteading Act, you wouldn't know what the hell it was, right? It's a house for $1, right? So, okay, your local library, people don't forget about that. That's wonderful. They'll do research for you. They know experts, particularly local sources for money and help. And then your elected official. Watch this video there we have on how to use your elected official, because they are the most important source that we all have, and they'll work for you for free. They want to do this for free, because if they help you with something, you'll vote for them no matter what they do. They get caught with their hand in a cookie jar, and as long as they got you a $50,000 grant or something, you'll still vote for them probably. And they know that. This is why they stay in business. All their staff is aimed at doing favors for constituents, people like you who are going to vote. And they want to do that. And they have special access to government offices that you and I don't. You and I have to go in the front door. These people have a backdoor phone number to call, because the government office gets paid from the congressmen and senators, the elected officials. That's where they get their money. They don't get it from us. We give it to the government, and then Congress decides how to spend it. So that's why they keep everybody in Congress happy. So they'll answer a question and solve the problem a lot faster from them than they will you or me. That's just the way the world works. May not be right, may not be justice or whatever, but that's what it is. And it's a system. We all have access to it no matter who we are in this country. And that's what I'm trying to do, is make sure everybody knows what's available and how to use it. Because if you don't, you're going to go on Google and think that's reality when it's not. Man, there's so much there for us all if we just start using it.